Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
I'll take you for a ride.
4, 3, 2.
Welcome everybody to Best Friends Pod.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I thought we were all cheering.
Yeah, what the heck, guys? We knew that this was the thing. This is a
Oh, we have to say
Was
woo.
it?
Oh, we have been saying
been present
woo. I'm
the last
sorry.
two podcasts.
Basically
And
forever.
we even acknowledged it last week.
I
Like,
just wooed all that.
You're right.
that's really embarrassing. Wow. You guys are
That's
dumb.
more embarrassing for us.
I'd hate to be in your seats right now.
I mean, mine's comfy.
Anyways, this is Best Friends Pod.
Woo!
Show where
Thank you.
the show where four 20-somethings just sit around and chat. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Weiss, alongside my wife, the Duchess of Decatur, Erica J. Weiss.
Hello, everyone.
And as usual, we are joined by the coolest cats in Covington, Caleb and Megan Peeler.
Yo.
Yo.
Y'all, it's Mardi Gras. It's Fat Tuesday
I did not even
upon recording.
take note of that.
I
And
I've been, I also have kind of forgotten a little bit until someone said something about it at work earlier today, like mid-afternoon, and I was like, oh man, king cake sounds good. And I was like, where do I get king cake in Atlanta? It turns out most Publixes in Georgia were selling them, but our local Publix was out, because I just thought of it today on Mardi Gras.
I found a different little treat though.
Yes, there's this Polish donut looking thing called what?
It had,
Well, how do you pronounce it? Do you know?
oh no, I was going to say the letters that were in it because I don't know how to say
Oh
it.
yeah, it's spelled Kaczki.
Really?
Katika?
Kachki,
I don't
maybe.
Ketchki?
But yeah, they're
I've not heard
pretty
of that.
much just filled donuts.
I heard that they were also popular Mardi Gras food because so it was pretty fun at work today. The kids who are like younger than 2, so like in the infant to 18 months region of age, have these little quote unquote bye buggies, which are basically 6-child strollers, and they're like these big red
Oh,
buggies
yeah.
that you put
I've
them
seen
in.
those.
Well, we decorated those to look like Mardi Gras floats, and we made them go up and down the hallway at school, and all of the like older kids were like pretending that it was a parade, and we threw like beads and little golden coins and stuff like that. So that was fun. And as another little added celebration, we had king cake and whatever the heck Polish donuts. So that was already a little bit on my radar.
Yeah, so I mean, Mardi Gras is very much like a French inspired tradition.
Right.
But Poland is a Catholic nation as well, with Catholic heritage, and so their thing was on the day before Lent started. They would make these really sugary donuts to get rid of all of their sugar and sweets
Huh.
before Lent.
Oh, when they would be giving stuff like
Right.
Yeah.
gotcha.
So it's very much a similar tradition. We have not eaten them yet, but I imagine after recording, we'll each have a donut and maybe some decaf coffee.
Woo.
Classic Aaron Weiss.
I know.
I can't live without the decaf at night. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh,
I'm trying that chia seed pudding possibly tonight.
oh, nice.
Ooh,
If it's ready by later.
keep us updated.
I made it immediately after I told you I'm gonna try it.
Oh, nice.
What all do you do to it? Like, what do you?
It's a milk. So I mean, we used oat milk. It says the recipe I saw said almond or coconut, but I was like, whatever. Yeah, and then it was like maple syrup, cinnamon, chia seeds, and some salt. And then you can put toppings on it. There may have been something else. We'll see if it's good. I'm
How long
worried.
does it have to chill?
It said like do it for a couple hours, stir it, and then another couple hours. So honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be ready to eat because I'm not eating it at like 10:30 tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
I would just eat it tomorrow morning.
Right. Honestly, that might be a really good breakfast though.
Yeah, probably would be, but I at least want to try it. So, I'll keep you updated.
Definitely will need the updates.
Mhm.
Some housekeeping for you. In case you didn't know, this is the Best Friends podcast, and we have some housekeeping. Best Friends Gaming Pod has been rocking and rolling. New episode going up tomorrow, and another one will be recorded Friday. Bryant and I have been having a lot of fun with that. Listen to this week's episode because Bryant and I talk about Elden Ring, and even though neither of us at the time had played much of it, we talk a lot about it. This when we record this week, we will have played more, and I will talk about how much it's kicking my butt.
Is that your first From Software game?
Yep. I'm just a wee lad. Just a wee little baby. Don't think there's any other housekeeping. Yeah, I mean something to move on from the housekeeping. I'm very excited. Caleb and I on Friday are going to see The Batman.
Oh boy.
It's getting really good reviews. And going to see a movie in theaters, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love seeing movies in theaters. I love seeing specifically like big movies in theaters. Like I loved when I went to go see Star Wars The Force Awakens. Like that was a real experience that like cannot be recreated. Spider-Man No Way Home was pretty similar.
That was my first movie going experience that felt like I was like, I don't know. I had never gone to like a premiere before, I guess. That's probably why it felt like such a unique experience.
Yes, going within the first weekend is so special. And in high school, I was really big on midnight premieres. I saw a number of movies at the midnight release, and as I've gotten older, and actually also since then, movies they're like, you know what, they come out on Friday, but screw it, we're gonna give you a 6 p.m. showing on Thursday because why not?
Right.
Like
Which is much appreciated.
Very much appreciated.
I technically saw like the midnight release of Last Jedi, but it was at like 7:30.
Yeah.
It was the first showing they had.
Yeah. So yeah, the movie theaters and movie companies are just getting more lax on what is the early premiere now. And I'm really thankful for that. But some of my best movie going memories have been at those premieres or on opening weekend.
Yeah.
I think of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Avengers Endgame, Infinity War. Just these experiences, like this is why theaters exist. And I love watching movies at home in the comfort of my own home with whatever snacks I can like.
Yeah.
But there's just something special about seeing a movie with a big group of people. Like in No Way Home, when like the other Spider-Men were revealed, like people were going crazy.
I know.
And it was so much fun. So I was just wondering, like, what are some of y'all's like favorite movie theater experiences? Or do you even like going to the movie theater? Like, is it something that you would say you would miss if you like could
During
never
COVID?
Yeah, is it something that you missed during COVID? Like, because that was something for sure I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I definitely missed a lot. I actually watched a video last night about this guy. He's kind of arguing that like movie theaters are becoming exclusively for like huge tent post movies. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
And like he was just kind of arguing like, yeah, like people like smaller movie, what we would consider smaller movies, are worth seeing in theaters too. So I love seeing movies in theaters. I love seeing all kinds of movies in theaters, whether it's a big action movie or like a very low key drama. As far as favorite movies I've seen in theaters, Force Awakens sticks out a lot, of course. I saw that 3 times, I think, in theaters. And I do specifically remember like I wasn't able to go the night it released. I think I had a band practice.
Lame.
And like, I know. So I remember I saw it like the Monday after it premiered. And still there were like huge lines getting in the theater. So that was just cool. I mean, it was like I think what was more exciting was the anticipation for episode 7 than episode 7.
I think it lived up personally, but this isn't a Star Wars debate podcast.
Yeah. I'm
It could
also
be.
one of 5 people that mostly liked episode 8. So, but yeah, I think like Last Jedi sticks out. I think like, oh, I think it's one that's like very like probably my favorite ever like film going experience was seeing Mad Max Fury Road in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like the week leading up to that was crazy because I was failing Spanish, I was failing math, and they kept telling me I needed to pass math to graduate, even though I had enough math credits. And they're like, "Oh, you can't walk if you don't pass this class." So they sent me to stay after school and do like makeup work on the computer, which was awful. And then I'd come home and change and go to work. And then like a chipmunk got in our house one night and it was madness. It
The
was
same night? Oh, that whole week.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
whole week was just crazy.
Sorry, okay.
A chipmunk got in our house and it was madness. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. And I was like, because I work late every night, like Thursday night I stay up to like 1 a.m. Which is the only time I ever stay up. Probably the only time I really ever did homework in high school, I feel like. I stay up to 1 a.m. finishing schoolwork. And Thursday, like, then Friday came. I hung out with my friends that night, broke my friend's window in his car on accident, playing tag. And then the next morning, my friend Trey and I got up and saw Mad Max. And it was just like all of this, like this crazy, crazy week. And it's like this really good movie at the end of it.
Made the whole week.
It's
worth it.
interesting, like the events surrounding it make it even more memorable
Yeah.
than like the actual viewing.
And it's also one of my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, you love
movies.
Mad Max.
But that's a great, like, it's just like sucks you in. It's very good. Maybe seeing the Batman will be a great experience. I remember.
Hopefully, less crazy week.
Yeah. I remember wanting to see The Dark Knight in theaters so bad. But like for some reason that summer it just never happened.
But then we did.
I did see it in theaters, but it was like 12 years after it came out. So but I did see Dark Knight in theaters. And it was like, okay. Dark Knight Rises, sorry.
Oh, The Dark
Okay.
Knight Rises 5 times in theaters.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Goodness.
The most I've ever seen something in theaters was I saw Avengers 3 times in theaters and I saw Force Awakens 3 times.
You know, my level.
I think I saw Frozen 3 times in theaters, and I think I saw get this, The Greatest Showman,
That
Whoa.
doesn't
theaters.
surprise me.
because I was obsessed with that soundtrack, and I still really do enjoy it. But and I was
It's
just
good.
obsessed with seeing Zac Efron and Zendaya interact.
Mm.
Just all around good things.
I almost saw Spider-Verse 3 times in
I
theaters.
saw it.
I saw it twice at least, but I think I wanted to see it a third time.
Let me think of what other movies were big for me. Oh, seeing Get Out in theaters was a big one for me. Just like everyone being like, as
yeah.
things get revealed, like the entire
Right.
audience was just like
Mhm.
gasping. It was great.
And-
Seeing
yeah.
Twilight, no, it must have been Breaking Dawn Part 1 in theaters. I went with my sister and some of my girl cousins, and it was just pure chaos because no one should have let us go out by ourselves. And I remember people were like showing any card they could find in their wallet and saying, "This is my student ID," and getting discounts. And it was just like crazy. And I remember one of my cousins kept farting. And it was just like one of those moments where it was like everything is chaos. And
It's surreal.
Bella give birth to a vampire baby, and it just nothing made sense. Insane. Totally
Okay.
insane. That was a big Twilight spoiler, so I'm very sorry if anyone is working their way through
That's their
the
own fault.
saga. Yeah, I think I only saw Breaking Dawn. I don't think I saw any of the Twilight movies a bunch of time in theaters, although if they came out now, I would. Because I'm a bigger fan of
Yeah.
them now than I was as they were coming out, which is very funny because I was like a preteen when they were coming out. So I really, I'm breaking the mold here, but. And I saw, I think, every Harry Potter movie in theater from Goblet of Fire onward. And
Mhm.
didn't see any of them at the premiere, but
Ooh, seeing Deathly Hollows Part 2.
I know,
Oh
and
my
I should have
gosh.
gone, but I was already signed up for summer camp. And
Mm.
and I remember like having this conversation with my parents, like, should I not go to camp this year so I can see the
Oh my
premiere
goodness.
of Deathly Hallows Part 2? And they were like, no, you have to go to camp because like obviously they'd already paid for it and whatever. And I was gonna like I wanted to
Right.
go to camp, but oh my gosh, the stories my dad and brother have, and I think one of my cousins was there too. The stories they have about I just am so jealous that I wasn't there.
It's weird that it was so Deathly Hallows Part 1 was released the previous fall before Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I thought it was weird that they didn't both release either like in summer. So like the one summer, one the following summer, or one fall, one the following fall. I thought that was strange.
Didn't they only come out months?
It was fall then summer.
I'm sorry.
Wait, when did they release?
Deathly Hallows Part 1 came out in November 2010, and Part 2 came out in July 2011.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Maybe they just didn't want a full year between, just to like keep the hype. I don't think the hype was going anywhere. Actually, it was the
hype
Harry
was not-
Potter finale.
it wasn't gonna go
If they
anywhere.
were still waiting for that finale to come out, the hype would still be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I
I
saw
do
both
remember-
midnight release.
Wow. The one proper midnight release I've seen, I think, was Doctor Strange. I didn't even want to go. It was just like Brody really wanted to go, and like no one else is going with him. And I was like, "Fine, Brody, I'll go with you." And it was just like also we went and we got there and we're like, "This is 3D," which is also it's like
Yeah.
extra $2,
Yeah.
and just like. Of 3D movies, Doctor Strange is probably the best one to see in 3D. But it was just like,
Did you see Avatar in 3D?
I did.
That was the best 3D experience.
That is.
I mean, that was like
That is what
13
the
years
critics
ago
will
now,
make you want to
so-
think. I'm just kidding. I actually did like that movie.
I do remember. I just want to comment on Revenge of the Sith coming out because, so like, there are parts of my life where like my dad and I will see a movie like, almost every weekend.
Uh-huh.
When I was in middle school, I think we saw a movie like, every weekend. But I think before that, it was like going to see a movie was a very big deal in our family. And of course, I love those Star Wars movies growing up. So I really wanted to see Revenge of the Sith. And my brother had a car. He saw it on his own, and I begged him to take me. But there's a whole thing because it was PG-13. My parents weren't sure if they want to let me go, which was just like stupid. Even looking back, it was kind of like I saw much like I was watching PG-13 movies at that time. I'm sure.
With their permission, though.
I mean, if it was on TV, and I made that argument to them, and they were like, anyway.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was like I wanted to see it so bad, and it was finally. It was like so. It came out end of May. It was like July before I was able to go see it.
Man.
Yeah, and so I remember I was like, it was me and one lady. It was like our family and like one lady in the whole theater. And I remember I wore a cape because I was like, I gotta dress up. This is my moment. And my sister made fun of me for it.
I mean,
it's fair. Yeah.
If I could have dressed up for a Harry Potter premiere, just know I would have.
But yeah, it was just like that was like, I think that was probably the most I've ever been excited for a movie, and the most I ever will be. Like I don't think I'll ever be that excited for a movie. Because I remember like where I knew we were going, I was like counting down the moments. Like I got up that morning and was like, Star Wars. And I was just like anxious for it. I think even like I got in the Lego Star Wars video game that summer for my birthday. And I had like refused to play episode 3 part of that game because I didn't want to see it yet. And so it was a struggle for me.
So, Megan, do you have any
yeah,
of the movie theater?
Yeah, my family really likes going to movies, especially like my brothers, my dad. We were always big into movie marathons, so paying for one, going to at least 2.
Nice.
And I mean, I know they even went to like 3 in a row before. And I think I haven't done that, but I feel like a lot of times early high school, I would do like I'd go to one movie and then like I would go probably to another one with like some friends. I'm trying to think. I don't know if they were always like at midnight, but like the releases for like I think the later Hunger Games movies I remember going to on like the release day. I remember when City of Bones, the Mortal Instrument book series, because I loved that series and read that whole series and whatnot. And I remember going to that movie with one of my other good friends who was really into it and being so disappointed because it was awful. That one, we may have gone to the actual midnight release. I remember going to Divergent when Divergent came out in theaters and dressing up because each like group had like colors related to them. So I mean, I probably wore like the colors that related to it. I don't think it was like a full-on fit that I can remember. I don't think I saw any other movies in theater, but I definitely saw the first one. But I liked going to movies a lot. We would go a lot. I liked scary movies. I liked seeing them in theaters. I think that's one of the better places to see them for some reason.
Can I pick that scary movie thing really quick?
Yes.
My like best friend group, like my like lifelong friend group, we really love scary movies and we really love The Woman in Black.
Oh yes, I remember seeing that one.
When The Woman in Black 2 came out, we were like, oh my gosh, we have to see this in theaters. But we had all seen a scary movie together recently, and I remember half of us were like outside the theater the entire time because we were too scared to go back in because it was too.
Oh my goodness!
So we decided that this time we were gonna go out to dinner beforehand. We were all gonna order too much food so we could bring our leftovers into the theater.
Yes.
We were gonna bring blankets and set up a little like blanket fort in the back row and like eat our tacos.
Amazing.
The movie was playing, and we could like peek out from our fort if we wanted to watch, but if we got too scared, we could go back in.
Oh my gosh.
That's honestly what we did, and that's how I watched The Woman in Black too. And by watch, I mean how I was in the room while it was on, but I was hiding and eating a taco.
Oh. Too far away. Okay. Yeah, I really liked doing the movies. I would do where I would watch one movie if I did like the double feature, but only like one of my friends. I remember going to one movie with one friend that we paid for initially. She left. I waited around and then met up with another friend who came later to watch a different movie with me.
That's amazing.
And it was like I had these little dates going on. I don't know. It wasn't like I was meeting one person, then meeting the next one right after. It was like really funny, like scheduling that. And I love like the kind of not the I don't know, maybe the thrill of like the kind of waiting in between. And I remember just going to like another movie randomly in the midst of it, just watching it until it's close to the second movie I wanted to see. Sneaking food in was like my half the reason I wanted to go, I feel like, because I was big into that. And like the most absurd ways of like getting all the food in. Because I remember a group of friends and I from college, we got Chick-fil-A and we had like our purses and like maybe we only had like one purse or two, whatever. But I remember putting a milkshake in my hood because I had like a hoodie on. And our friend did that. And then putting like the hair over it so they wouldn't see the milkshake. I also did that by putting like, I had like stretchy pants and I put a drink in the back of my pants. And like it didn't open or anything. Like that's how I was able to transport this drink into a place.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
funny.
And just like different ways of sneaking food in. And like my brothers and dad, they bring in full in like foot long subs,
Yeah.
giant sodas, just like in their jackets and stuff. And so they really like pass that on
All right,
to me.
here's the goal. We need to successfully bring in a whole grill.
Stop.
Grill.
A grill and burger patties.
How are we gonna plug that in?
We're gonna
In the bathroom?
assemble it during the previews.
Okay. That'll last long.
We can just
So funny.
empty your purse. We're gonna fill it with charcoal.
Oh, you mean a charcoal grill?
Yeah, we're gonna bring a whole ass
Oh
grill.
my gosh. Oh, okay.
I was picturing a little George Foreman.
Sounds like a hazard.
No, it'll be fine.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm sure movie theaters
That
are
sounds fine.
very well ventilated.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they see this kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I realized that. I mean, we've not all been to the movies like as a unit.
I mean, you and I have barely been to the movies.
We've been to 2 or 3.
3.
Yeah,
3.
3.
Yeah.
We've been to, when we first got married that summer was COVID, responsible or not or whatever, but the local theater was doing these like Wednesday deals, and they were showing like older movies. So that's why we got to see Dark Knight Rising in theaters. Was we went to one of those. It was Dark Knight.
It was not Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, it was Dark. What Batman? We saw Batman. I don't know. It was long. We saw that one, and then we also saw Shrek, and that was really fun because there was like hardly anyone in the theater, and one group that went to the theaters, one of the girls was dressed up as Lord Farquaad, and it was so funny. And they were a little rambunctious little group, but it was still fun.
Oh fuck!
And I was also excited to see Shrek in theater.
That is
So.
exciting.
Yeah, that was a fun
Oh.
thing. I love going to theaters where there's like no one there.
You probably didn't see Shrek in theater, did you?
Oh no, I definitely didn't. I didn't see a lot of like midnight premieres of.
I mean, it didn't even have to
Like-
be a midnight premiere. I probably didn't see it at midnight, but I definitely saw Shrek in theater.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember
Love 'em.
seeing a lot of kids movies in theaters. I don't think my parents wanted to take me to them.
2001.
So in general, I don't know how much my movie going started until until like middle school at least, and I wasn't going, or like late middle school, early high school.
You know what?
So-
That makes sense. Like, I don't know if I would want to take a kid to a movie unless I know that they can sit through it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when Shrek came out, but my dad loves Shrek, so honestly, he would have loved it if he had taken me.
Man, yeah, we have like a whole bucket list of things that we need to do as a crew, but
Movies.
well, I mean, movies, various trips, etc. But I mean, we could talk about that some other time. I want to know what's on y'all's mind. Anyone's mind.
On your mind. So I don't know. I have a hard time, like last week, remembering what we've talked about on the podcast, what we've talked about outside the podcast, how much it's worth bringing up because we've maybe talked about it outside of it already. But I had this thought because recently we celebrated a special someone's birthday, whose birthday is also tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, whose actual birthday is tomorrow. But we went to Erica's birthday dinner the other day. And I was just thinking about how Erica's brother was there. And I was like, man, like that's like a fun relationship to have. And I know you guys are closer in age. But like I wouldn't think, even if I lived in the same town or whatever area as like my brothers who are much older, I wouldn't invite them to like a friend birthday dinner. It would be like a whole separate family dinner or like something separate probably.
Right.
But I just thought that was like a fun relationship to have where it's like, yeah, you're like one of my friends that would come. I don't know like what that I don't know, but I thought that was like a cool relationship. So I was going to bring up like sibling relationships because I know we all have them.
Yes.
And just like what that looks like for you and like I don't know, and just like when were you like, hey, I'm like friends with my sibling now. So because I feel like I remember having that moment. But
I have a very distinct moment actually with that. And I guess like my sister and I have always been best friends. I don't know if there's been a moment in our lives where I just like viewed her as like family, like strictly family and not a friend. But I do remember having a moment when we were probably like, maybe I was 9 and she was 7, somewhere like in our early-ish childhoods, where I was like, I said to her, I was like, I don't think we should ever fight again. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, we always fight. We'll be mad at each other for a few days. And then at the end of the few days, we decide to not be mad at each other and to be friends again. And we're wasting so much of our lives being mad at each other when we know we're not going to stay mad at each other. So let's just be friends. And she was like, bet. And we've literally like never fought since.
Oh my goodness, how sweet.
I don't know like how we've managed that, but I mean like there have been moments where like she gets on my severe nerves and vice versa, and then we don't talk for like a few hours, but it's not ever like days, you know, so that's been good. But yeah, I'm very close with my sister. She's 2.5 to 3 years younger than me. And I mean, like growing up, like we had our own bedrooms for most of our childhood, but we did used to like have sleepovers at each other's room like every other night, just so we didn't have to like be away from each other. And we used to like to pretend to be twins, like we'd dress up in the same clothes and do our hair the same and go out in public and hope that people would look at us and ask if we were twins and stuff like that. So yeah, her and I are very close. And then my brother, who you were just mentioning, he's 2 years older than me, almost to the day. So his birthday is also this week at the end of the week. And him and I have also always been friends, except for he used to be mean to me, but I would be like mean to him back because like that was just the dynamic. But he was much better at being mean to me than I was at being mean to him. Like I used to like slap him and he would just laugh, and then that would make me cry. So like that was the dynamic. But also given I was probably 4 for this, so don't think that this is like our preteens or anything. But yeah, actually my brother has always been someone that I very much looked up to. I don't know, I just remember like being in middle school and being so scared to be in middle school, like in 6th grade, and I was so grateful that Nathan was in 8th grade still, so I wouldn't be at the school alone, and if I needed help I knew he was there and stuff like that. And the same thing with high school. So I've just definitely always been very grateful that he's like preceded me like by 2 years. So like anything that I go through, like in terms of like milestones, he's already done it. So I can kind of like see what he's up to. Yeah, Nathan and Maya.
Good
Two
people.
awesome people.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Big fan. Also, they are both objectively much cooler than me. And I don't even say that in a self-deprecating way. They are just like actually 2 of the coolest people I've ever met. And there's just no way around it. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Wow. Love.
Yeah, I mean, I have one brother 8 years older than me, almost to the day. And so, okay, it's strange. We're definitely like closer now. Not in proximity, but like in relationally.
Mhm.
And I think that, so the specific situation that you addressed, it was cool that Nathan and Aaron were at the birthday dinner thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was cool, but also I was the one that like invited everyone.
I also
Yeah.
told you who I
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah,
there.
you said who you wanted there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I know it comes from because Erica would want her brother to be there.
Exactly.
Whether
And
that was
I
Aaron's
think
sick prank.
I think if I were I think if I was like, if Erica were to put like invite people to a birthday dinner for me, I would like if Alex and Chelsea were there. Like,
Yeah.
I
mean, if they didn't have to drive 7 hours to get there.
Right. Although I'm one of those people where sometimes like it's really strange for me when worlds collide. Like,
Yes, that's how I'm feeling.
like, I mean, I just kind of overthink things a lot and just wonder like how groups are going to either mesh or clash. And
Yeah.
so like when like leading up to the wedding, I mean, I never really let it like get out of my, like, I never really talked about, I never verbalized it, but I was secretly like, I wonder how my groomsmen are gonna be, because I had 2 different friend groups from college, a coworker, and my brother. So like,
yeah,
it was just it was strange. Whereas Erica just had 2 different friend groups and her sister, which her sister knew both of those friend groups and has hung out with them before. So it wasn't as.
In the 2 different friend groups, like, I guess they hadn't hung out a bunch, but they had hung out and
it's just one of those things where I like overthink, but then like in the moment it's cool. Like once it starts, like once the groups start hanging out, it's always cool and fun to see people interact. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, my brother being 8 years older than me, so I grew up with him in the house until middle school, and then he went off to college. And so from then on, like he was in college like a few hours away. So and he wasn't the kind of person to come home like every weekend. He might come home a couple times a semester. And then for winter break, but he usually stayed during summer break. Like he would get a job on campus and stay during summer break.
Yeah.
So like I kind of had 2 childhoods. One where I had a brother that was way older than me, and I liked to kind of be his shadow and thought everything that he thought was cool. And then one where I was kind of like an only child, which Megan, I'm sure you can relate to. Like in my latter part of childhood, from middle school through high school. And that was cool. But there was like a random year or 2 where he moved back home because, you know, the economy or whatever.
That'll do it.
Couldn't find a job or something. So that was kind of cool too, to be like older and like have time to make memories with my brother. I mean, that was like when my infamous story of Skyrim releasing happened. But I mean, yeah, I mean, every time we get together, it's a lot of fun. We of course went there a couple weekends ago, and had a lot of fun to visit Alex and Chelsea. I have always wondered what it would be like to have more siblings, though. Like, I realized just now that I'm the only person in this call that doesn't have 2 other siblings. I just have 1 other sibling.
Right.
So, but I've never I've always wondered what it's like, but I've never
Wished that was
wished that it was my situation. Yeah. I
Right.
just now I kind of do have a little bit more of a taste of what that's like because my brother's married and because I have in-laws. Like it's cool to see that like now I have two sisters and another brother.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think every time, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say they kind of start out feeling like friends. It's weird, right? It's like the opposite of blood family. Like they
Having
always
in-laws.
having in-laws.
Yeah.
Like they start out feeling like friends, but then the more you hang out, they start to feel like family.
Family. Yeah.
Whereas with your actual siblings, it's just like they're your siblings, and then when you grow up, it's like, you know what, you're kind of my buddy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, so it's been kind of cool to see over the last whatever to see my in-laws become more like family, but also still be friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you gone?
No, I was just gonna have you speak on that.
Oh, yeah. Aaron and I had very, very similar upbringings. Like, my brother's 8 years older than me. My sister was 6 years older than me. And my brother also moved back after college for a few years. I also very much wanted to be my brother's shadow growing up. Like, everything he thought was cool, I thought was cool. So a lot of things I like that I'm kind of almost too young for, but I enjoy vicariously. I enjoyed through him basically at a young age. Yeah, we're not as close as we used to be. He lives 3 hours away now. But I remember it was really cool in high school, him moving back, because it was a hard time for me. And it was just nice to have some familiar around. And also we liked all the same things.
Yeah.
It was also nice that he was a pretty consistent, if I need a ride, he was there.
That's nice.
But yeah, it was nice having him around. Amy, we definitely had the more of the we're friends. We had that moment much later of we're friends. Because growing up, she was kind of she could be kind of bossy. I just feel like she's always make me feed the dog or walk the dog or take care of the cats, even though one of the cats was hers and the dog was hers.
All the animal duties.
Yeah. So it's just she was or if I wanted to use a computer, because we only had one computer in the house, she always wanted to use it for MySpace, but I wanted to use it to look at Legos or whatever. It was always
Not much changed.
a fight. But yeah, I think I just remember when the parents were gone, when she was in high school, she was very into the early 2000s emo music, and we'd have dance parties to My Chemical Romance and stuff. So that was fun. That was probably the fondest memory I have of childhood with my sister. But I feel Amy is definitely a black sheep of the family, and she'll admit that too. I feel but I also feel I'm the one I very much am. I still see her as my sister. I feel some people sometimes people in my family can kind of I don't know. It's weird. I feel I'm closer to my sister than my brother. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm closer to Amy than Josh is, which is not a good or bad thing. But she's always someone that I always say she is the coolest of the Peeler children. So I think she is. I think she's the coolest of the three.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of cool, but I
You're
think
pretty cool.
she, I don't know. She's always dressed cool. She's always been very hip.
Yeah.
She has like the half ombre now.
Yeah. She's a lot more I don't know how to what to call it now. I'm like suddenly lost it. I think comparatively to at least appearance wise of your family, she's a lot more edgy. Like everyone else looks pretty like the same overall look.
Yeah,
And then
edgy is
Amy's very
a good
much
word.
like, I'm gonna experiment with how I look at least.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That's
fun.
very accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Amy
Yeah.
and Josh, of course.
And I like her boyfriend. She's cool.
Yeah, he's starting to feel like family, I
Yeah.
would say.
I mean, they've been dating over 3 years now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really cool. He was at my bachelor party.
Caleb won't stop talking about it.
I was gonna say I remember these stories.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh yeah, I bet.
I think that was also the first time I really met Lewis.
That's not true.
I met him. I like knew him before. I met
Yeah.
him before. But I think that was the first time I hung out with Lewis.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of like feeling
I need the listeners to keep track of every time Caleb brings up Lewis at the
Lewis.
bachelor party. It's been more than a couple times.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So,
And I think like, so I have two older brothers. One's 10 years older, one's 8 years older. So basically, I mean, going, I guess really once I was 10, so not even middle school, I guess, like my brothers were all out of the house. And they also were not the type to come home and visit except for like holidays. And even over the summer. Like I remember my oldest brother always had something over the summer. I'm pretty sure my other one had like was working and doing like summer like classes even sometimes. So
nerd.
I definitely remember like young childhood is like with them in it. And then it was like by the time I became more conscious, I feel like it was like I was an only child basically. So I know I was like the little sister to them for a very long time. Because I guess by the time they really moved out of the house, they still had in their mind that I was like 10 to 12 years old. Because I remember meeting my brother's now wife when they had first started dating when I was like, I think in 8th grade or 9th grade. And I remember her being like, hold on, I think I thought you were like younger. Because the way your brother talks about you, you're still like early, like you're 12 years old. And I'm like, well, I'm 14 now, 15. So like, it's just funny because I know that's even now they still kind of feel like maybe I'm now a high schooler in their head. Like I still haven't caught up in age in some ways.
Even though you've been married for almost 2 even though you've been married for almost 2 years, like
yes. Yeah, I'm still very much their little sister, I feel like. And I do remember like high school, I don't know like a very specific moment, but I remember becoming aware of like, oh, I'm like finally getting to know my brothers. Like I don't think I really knew them growing up, like when I was little necessarily. I like they were just like my older brothers who I also were like, I want to be in your business. I want to talk to your girlfriends. I want to like be annoying. But I think in high school is when I really started to get to know them and start thinking, oh, they're like my friends now. Like I kind of know who they are. They know who I am as a person. And I always thought that was really cool having that. And I think it helped a lot because when my brother started dating his wife, that helped me get to like also get to know him better, was also getting to know her. Because we related a lot on like the books we read and like the stuff we liked. And like she was always so cool. And I was like, wow, I love you more than the rest. And that's always kind of the joke. But I've always like I've really become like aware of how much I appreciate the now friendship and like how I am with my brothers. Saying that, it is still like I couldn't think of having a friend dinner. Like if they were to come or were invited or whatever, like it'd be fine. It would just be like, this is weird. I wouldn't think to do this.
Right.
It seems very separate in my head, the type of friendship I have with my brothers, than if I were to have like a dinner with my friends. I would never think about inviting my brothers. They also don't live close, but
you know what? Now that we're like really talking more about this and I'm realizing I'm the only one who has siblings very close in age to me.
Yeah.
So the friends I had at dinner, a bunch of them I've known since I was like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
And so if they were always at the house growing up, of course they were always around my siblings growing up.
of course.
So there were definitely like my siblings definitely infused into my friend groups in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that makes
sleepovers,
sense.
we'd be watching movies or whatever, and my siblings would also be there because if we're watching a fun movie, like why would they not also come to the couch and watch it with us, you know, that kind of
Right.
thing. So that's probably that explains a lot, I think.
Yeah,
Why
I think
I
the age
would
gap
see my
is,
siblings in my friend group.
yeah, the age group is definitely what I think makes the difference in
Yeah.
that, and probably why it feels that way. And my brothers probably only really know maybe 2 or 3, stretching 3, like of my good friends, like that they would be like, oh, we know who they are. One of them they definitely do because we've gone on family trips with them.
Mhm.
They've been a part of that. But like they maybe have interacted more with like 2 other friends of mine, and like that's it. They probably wouldn't be quite as familiar with a lot of my other fairly good friends, just because they weren't like at the house whenever my friends would come over and we'd hang out and stuff. So I do think that's like, it would also just be a weird dynamic. Like it'd all be fine. Everyone would probably get along. It'd be fun. But it's also like, it's, you're 35 years old and we're 25 now, I guess. But just like, it's, well, almost 25. I know we're not actually, but it's like, I don't know. It's just interesting. I really love it. I feel like I'm really happy with like knowing who my brothers are. And obviously their wives are like, I have sisters now too, which I was always really excited about because I wanted some sisters.
Aw.
And they did that for me.
Wow.
So, and they're great. And I think also getting to know them, even like my brother later who got married and was only with his, only dated for like a little over a year maybe before they got married. Like even getting to know her, I was more so able to get to know my oldest brother, even though they got married when I was much older. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Really interesting.
Siblings.
Family dynamics.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dynamics.
Well,
Who's it gonna be?
my topic is very it's probably going to be mainly directed towards Caleb because mine's kind of a response to his melodrama.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So I'll go ahead and go.
Yes.
So in the last episode, if you haven't listened to it, my dear listeners, please listen to it after you finish this episode. In that episode, Caleb brought to the table that he had recently listened to Laura's album Melodrama all the way through, and he wanted to talk about it on the podcast because he knows that's my favorite album. And he agreed with me that it's a good album, and that was nice to hear because it
The validation you needed.
not that I needed it, but I just wanted to make sure that you had taste. And you do, so congratulations.
Wow, thank you.
And then we were kind of talking about one of Caleb's favorite albums and one of his favorite bands. And this album is Gone Now by Bleachers. And I don't know why it took me so long to put together that the lead singer of Bleachers is Jack Antonoff. And I know him because he produced Melodrama and he produced some Taylor Swift stuff. And I really like all of that kind of music. So I was like, now let me just pause for a second. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why have I not listened to Bleachers yet? If I obviously love Jack Antonoff's other like stuff he's worked on. So I decided to listen to Gone Now kind of as soon as like the next morning on the way to work, I think. And let me think. I don't know how many times I've listened to it now, a good few. And I'm still trying to gather all my thoughts. I don't really have all my thoughts. But like it was really good. Like a lot of the times I listen to an album and I'm like, I don't really know if I'm gonna listen to this again. Or if I do, if like anything's gonna stick. Like sometimes all the songs run together, nothing stands out. But like right now, I can hear so many of the songs so distinctly in my head, even though they all have kind of the same sound in a lot of ways. They are all very distinct in other ways, which is cool. I appreciate that. And the reason I'm having a hard time like having like a cohesive thought is because it's like a weird album also. Like lyrically, like there's almost like the same lyrics in like half of the songs. I'm trying to figure out like what it means. What am I supposed to gain from it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind, Caleb, if you had some commentary, if you had some inside scoops you wanted to dish out, because I am curious. And I know, Megan, that you also have become a fan of Bleachers over the years, and I would love to hear your thoughts too, because I would love different perspectives. And Aaron, you can say anything you want.
So shortly after I like really got into like Gone Now, I found there's like a playlist on YouTube of like basically like a minute of each song off the album where Jack is just like talking about his like kind of like his like why he made that song, like the kind of meaning behind it, which that's nice. I think that helped me like understand the album a little bit more.
You should send that.
I was just gonna send to her afterwards. But yeah, I know like the biggest thing is like the album cover is like, so it's about basically a lot of it is about him dying, his kind of like processing death, kind of
Interesting.
his like goodbye is like he's talking about moving out of his parents' house, moving out of his like neighborhood he grew up in, but also was to die.
Okay, that's
and
so
like,
interesting.
And like the album cover is like, it's supposed to be like if he would be like laid to rest, what do you want to look like, and when like is put in a casket.
I'm like looking at it now.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's like,
that's so interesting.
which he mentions that in like that video where he's talking about some meanings behind it. I think that adds like a lot, an extra layer to it, because like Dream of Mickey Mantle, one of my favorite songs by them, is like about the first time he like kind of had to comprehend death as a kid was when Mickey Mantle died, and so he was like pretty young, and he remembered like he felt like everything just stopped, and like people were like, Mickey Mantle was dead, like it was a huge deal,
Right.
So then you have the chorus, the classic was like, you have the death stuff. You also have like fun songs, Hate That You Know Me. Like, it's just
I love that song.
It's just it's a banger.
That one has been the one that's grown on me the most. That was one where first time I listened to it, I was like, that might be forgettable, but then I didn't forget it, and I was like, okay.
So the first time I listened to, I just remember the first time I listened to the album. I was like driving. I listened to like the first 3 songs, and I got out of the car, and when I got back in, I changed it. And then it was like, I think it was like I had to drive up to like South Carolina for my brother's wedding. And it was like gonna be like a 4-hour drive. And that came on. I was like, oh, that was good. And then I listened to it again on the way back and like got more of it. And like the next week I just kept listening to it all the time. And that was the first time I really like, it was one of the first albums I like listened through, I feel like. And I listened through several times, close together. But yeah, it's like, oh man, it just like, I think it also like hit me at like that time, or like that time was just like, it resonated with where I was so much when I found it. I'm like, now if I listen to the first time now, I don't know if I'd be as head over heels into it.
Right.
I don't know. You're a very nostalgic boy that I think you would be, because it would just be nostalgic for you.
That's probably true.
Probably be nostalgic, but never heard it.
Oh, you mean for the first time? I missed that where you said for the first time. I thought you meant if I right now just wanted to like listen through the whole thing, if it would hit as hard. Oh. You mean for the first never mind.
Yeah.
Well,
I say
I feel like
I listened again a few weeks ago and it still hits.
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know. So there definitely was a lot of like the album, I don't know. I think of it as the album ends, and I don't know if this is like if there's a deluxe version and I just missed something. In my head, the album ends at Goodbye, I think it's called. And then the rest of the songs are like they're there, but it's like that's like the epilogue almost. Everything after Goodbye is the epilogue. And I can't really explain why I feel that way, but I do. I think it's because okay, so to me, Mickey Mantle or whatever Dream of Mickey Mantle is like the prologue. It's the foreword, if you will. And then the album actually begins at Good Morning. I don't know. I haven't like thought that hard about everything, but this is just what I've been like gathering and what I've been sensing in the last listening to it. Even like the first song, the Dream of Mickey Mantle song, has like little clues of all the other songs in it almost.
Yes.
So it just I don't know. I don't think of that. I think of it as like the intro song. It's not like a good song. Please don't mishear that, but it's like that's just how I've been categorizing the album in my head. Like
it's funny you say that.
The album is Good Morning to Goodbye.
It's funny you say that because like I mean it's been like years since I watched those interviews of him, but he like I'm pretty sure I remember like him talking like when he talked about Good Morning, he was like, yeah, Good Morning is like the start of the album.
Okay. I'm a genius.
Same wavelength. You get him.
And Dream Mickey Mantle is basically like a prologue. I don't know if he used the word prologue, but like.
But I might be on.
Good Morning. Good Morning is.
Yes.
I don't know. It's like I still remember him saying like because like I'm right there. Mickey Mantle reprise at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's the last song on the album, but like.
Okay, yeah. So the song
I like Foreign Girls.
I like Foreign Girls a lot.
Foreign Girls
I know.
Interesting to me because the entire album there is some girl talking who has an accent. And then the last song is called Foreign Girls. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be gaining? I don't know what I'm gaining from this, but I recognize the themes and the motifs. But I don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I've only been listening to it for a week, so I don't know.
That girl is like, because I thought it was like his girlfriend for a long time, but I think it's like a very good friend of his or something. And like I think it's in the previous album, is like it's that same girl, but she's like talking about she's from Italy, and like she's talking about like throughout the album she talks about how like she like. Well, she goes to school in like New York and she'll go back to Italy and just weird going back to Italy. So that's like what is I actually like don't know as much like the reason for the voiceovers in Gone Now. I've also always wondered like Foreign Girls, like why is it Foreign Girls? Because I don't even use
right.
that.
They don't even say that in this song.
Right. Well, that's
because every time I see it pop up, my initial reaction is like, "What is this song?"
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say that like because the song is not about foreign girls, so I feel like it has to be alluding to the foreign girl of the album.
Right.
So I get what she's saying, like because like her whole line on the entire album is I have to get back home soon, I think is what she says over and over. And I feel like that's what the whole album kind of was like from my perspective is like Good Morning is about like waking up at your house and like everyone and it's just kind of the vibe. And then by Goodbye, I feel like that's him leaving home, but maybe I'm misinterpreting, but like that's kind of like okay, goodbye to everyone because I guess I'm moving out, but also maybe dying now apparently. I didn't know that, but I'll re-listen to it with fresh ears. And
there's lots of different layers to it. It's not just like he's dying. I'm sure. I think the moving out one, because he talked about when he was writing this album, he was like the first time he was moving out of his parents' house.
Right. Which I wouldn't have thought that from listening to it, but I remember hearing you say that last time.
Yeah.
I might just have to print out all the lyrics and get a highlighter.
Really analyze it.
Yeah.
So my thoughts real quick, because I know they're not as deep or extensive probably as I know you guys. So I don't ever think too hard about music. I don't think and I don't know if introspectively is the right word, but I don't always look for the depth in it. I'm just kind of like, this is a fun tune? Yes. Am I kind of digging these lyrics? Sure.
Caleb and
I know the lyrics, which makes it more fun.
Being English majors. Absolutely cursed.
Huh?
I said Caleb and
Yeah.
I are both cursed from being English majors.
I have to analyze everything.
Yeah, so I don't relate always like super deeply, but I will say with Bleachers, why I think for myself it sticks out so much is I had just started dating Caleb when he was like freshly into
Mm.
Bleachers. So like constantly he'd pick me up in his car dreaming of Mickey Mantle was on. Like he was listening to it. So in my head, and I've just thought about this now, like this is just a thought I've had now during this conversation. I've never thought about this before.
Breaking
But I'm
thought.
like, man, like Bleachers, huh?
Breaking thought instead of breaking news.
Yeah, breaking thought. Bleachers very much is like the soundtrack in my head for Caleb and I's relationship. Not because all of the songs are like so relatable to our relationship, like not necessarily always because of that. I mean, one of their songs was our first dance song. So like it definitely plays in there, but it's very much like this has always been a thing that we've had
Mhm.
like throughout our like relationship. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is
That's very
And
cool.
but it did take me like actually 2 years to like get into it. I feel like because by the time we saw the Bleachers in concert, I know all the songs. I had a really fun time because I like knew everything going on. I was very well like introduced to them. I was like, I'm also a fan of yours. Because I noticed when we went to the 21 Pilots concert, which Caleb's been a fan of them,
Mhm.
like that's always been a thing. But I feel like I didn't dive into it as much
Mhm.
because Caleb was already like not also diving into it. So I know like it wasn't as fun necessarily for me because I didn't know them as well.
Yeah.
But it did take me like 2 years to really be able to know Bleachers.
Yes. There's also a lot more Twin Pilots.
There is a lot more 21
content.
Pilots stuff. So that's that. But I know like on my own, I would listen to Bleachers, but never on my own did I listen to 21 Pilots. But I really now like it's almost become a little more of my own thing as well, being a fan of Bleachers and like other things Jack Antonoff has done. But I mean, it's mostly a Caleb thing. 21 Pilots is definitely like a Caleb thing that I'm just like also enjoying and part of. But it's not like I don't look into it that much really. But I really like Jack Antonoff. Obviously, I love Taylor Swift. So I'm like, he's cool in my books if he's cool in Taylor's books.
Mhm.
I really like another like side thing he did was a band called Red Hearse. He didn't front for it. What was he part of it?
He was like DJ or producer. Like he like
Something.
played with a little thingy on stick.
synthesizer.
Yeah.
So I really love Red Hearse, the
For
band
sure.
and album. But that is all it is. It's just that one
That one.
an album. I don't know if
And
there'll ever
it's
be
like,
more.
yeah.
It's kind of a bummer. But I really like Bleachers. I think it's a very sentimental to me in some ways. More than
Yes.
like, ooh, the depth of these lyrics speak to me. It's more like, this is Caleb and I's relationship when I listen to this.
Mm.
Even though there's no foreign girls in our relationship.
You're distantly Italian.
That's white.
Can I say though,
Anyway.
I would not care at all about like diving deeper into the lyrics if I didn't think the music just sounded good. But
Mhm.
No, yeah.
like if a like songwriter writes like really good lyrics, I'm probably never gonna care about them if the music is kind of like boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it helps that the music is like
Yeah.
poppy and
Well, it's like
interesting to listen to.
I love 21 Pilots like unapologetically. Some of my students make fun of the fact that I like 21 Pilots a lot.
That's surprising. I don't know why though.
I think 21 Pilots has a very interesting like perception within culture because I think they're very like I do really like them or like people are like, oh, like that band. But like I do think like sometimes their lyrics are almost like too much work to understand what's happening because there's this whole lore and mythos around especially their Trench and Scale and Icy album that's like there is a story happening outside these albums and then it's very complicated.
But Bleachers isn't quite like that.
Yeah, I think I appreciate what I'm saying. I appreciate
Yes.
Bleachers is like straightforward. Like there is depth within their album, but it's not like they're trying to create this like overarching story.
Right.
Which like I love 21 Pilots, but sometimes like, dude, like I don't know what you're talking. You're yelling about wearing a jumpsuit. Like, okay. So
Very cool.
anyway,
Thanks for your thoughts.
Did you
Um,
have thoughts, Aaron?
No thoughts, just vibes.
nice.
Vibes.
I struggled finding a topic tonight. So I found mine's more of a news thing.
Okay.
That I saw right before filming. I
Breaking
thought was
news.
very, very, very positive, very awesome.
Okay.
So in Forza Horizon 5, which is a racing game,
Video game. Okay.
Xbox makes basically, they are adding sign language options into the game.
Oh.
Sorry.
And I had never thought about that because in the video they posted about it, they're like they had someone doing signs, and he was
Right.
like, I speak AOS is my first
ASL.
ASL is my first language. English is my second language.
Right. Yeah.
It's hard for me to read English sometimes because it's not my first language.
Right.
And I was like, I never thought about that. I knew AOS and English were very different languages.
Mhm.
They didn't translate at all, really. I never thought about I knew those gamers that were deaf. But I never thought about it might be difficult for gamers to play some games because
With the story of it.
yeah.
Right.
Which is also interesting, you can play. I think it's cool because you can play Forza Horizon and you don't have to listen to any dialogue.
Right.
But I think it's very cool. And they even said in the video, they're kind of this is not something we have to do. The percentage of our players that are hard of hearing or deaf is super small, but it's we wanted to do this to kind of start this becoming the norm. And
Yeah. Accessibility with the video gaming.
and I thought it was very cool that they were very open of this is really hard to figure out and do, but we want this. They said being able to game, developers should take into account all different kinds of ability levels when
Right.
designing their games, so that everyone can play. And I'm like, man, that's awesome for a huge company. I know Turn 10 is not as big as Microsoft, but I'm sure Microsoft funds them. I'm sure
yeah.
Microsoft had some bearing on the decision to be
Yeah.
let them do that.
Right.
Because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money to figure this out because no one's ever done
yes.
this before.
Yeah.
So I thought that was I saw that and I was like, that's awesome. I love that.
That's really cool.
And so
yeah.
and the videos they saw, I'm not don't speak AOS,
ASL.
ASL.
I know it's hard.
But
with it.
I thought it was very clever how they did it. Because basically they just have someone in the corner signing. And it's a little more, it looks better than that.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I thought it was just very cool.
Yeah. So it always for me comes back to kind of funny, but they are huge proponents of accessibility in games. They've had a number of people with different disabilities come on their podcasts and talk about kind of how they are rallying the troops to get more accessibility settings in games. And one of the biggest proponents of accessibility in games is a guy by the name of Steve Saylor. And he has this, it's a form of blindness. He's not totally blind, but he has problems seeing.
Right.
And he really appreciates it when games have settings that make it easier for him. And there's actually been this debate. I don't know if it's really a debate, but this motion for games that have accessibility settings for them to be turned on by default, so that the players that need them can go on ahead and jump into the game, but the players that don't need them can turn them off and game how they want to. And lately PlayStation has been more of a proponent than Xbox, but hearing this story of Forza Horizon 5 is great. Putting sign language in, American Sign Language in.
They did American and British Sign
Oh,
Language.
cool.
Oh, nice. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
because Turn 10 is a British company.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, like PlayStation has long had accessibility settings like down pat. Like you can, like, if for whatever reason, like most of their games, you can turn down the difficulty to just like story only. Some games, I know this is an Xbox game, but Grounded, you know that game where you like shrink down.
It had an agoraphobia.
Yeah,
Arachnophobia.
arachnophobia setting. Like even that, like I would not think to put arachnophobia setting in.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't realize this, but I've heard multiple people talk about how that they are literally so scared of spiders that they can't play some games.
Yeah.
So like
even like I was listening to podcasts like in high school, and they were talking about Fallout, and like I think like Fallout 3 was really hard because it was so green tinted.
Yep.
That was hard for me to see. But like New Vegas, because it was so much oranger, more like that color, that was like a lot easier for me to see. And then there weren't any like natural settings in the vanilla game to like make it easier for color blindness.
Right.
But, like, I have seen like lots more games have like sliders for different kinds of color blindness, which is really cool. That's becoming like almost standard now.
Halo has it. Like Halo Infinite has it. Of course, Xbox for a long time now has had the adaptable controller. And if you've never seen one, it kind of looks like an Xbox Series S a little bit. It's about the same size, but not quite as thick. And it has all these like inputs into it. And I actually saw someone on TikTok yesterday using it, and you can get like big like buttons,
right,
each, input. There you can plug in like a big like joystick if you need that. And what's great about gaming nowadays is like he bought an adapter so he can use that with his Switch too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So his video was of him kicking his sister's butt in Mario Kart.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know what disability he had, but it was one that limited his movement
right,
in such a way that he couldn't, like, he didn't have the fine motor skills for a controller, like a normal controller.
Right.
Something I thought was like super cool, they said in the video about this sign language thing, was they were like, it was like gaming is like should be a right, or something like that. And it was like they explained it's like, yeah, everyone, like, they're very open, like everyone regardless of like ability should be able to enjoy games.
That is so
and
true.
we should make that happen. It's like, yeah, that's awesome.
That's really
So-
cool.
So yeah, that's my topic.
Caleb's News Corner
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the Not Gaming Pod. Huh.
Oh yeah. Jeez, Caleb.
Sorry.
You're on the wrong
You're on the
podcast.
wrong podcast. You
Yeah.
lost.
Where am I?
Yeah,
Where am
so you
I?
can get these.
Aaron is currently showing me the controller he was talking about.
You can get these little things.
Yeah.
Into it.
That's really cool. I think it's
Huh.
like stuff you would never think about. Oh yeah, how does someone who has maybe this disability or whatever would be able to enjoy like a video game or anything like that? I think that's really, really cool
And
to be thinking about that.
as people
Or mental illness.
as people who don't have those like fine motor disabilities, like seeing people adapt and overcome and like find these controller, like companies coming out with a controller like that, like Xbox didn't have to come out with
Oh yeah.
that special controller, but they did.
Mm.
Like seeing people get creative because they want to be a part of the conversation around games and like
Mhm.
Yeah.
overcome their disability so they can, like, it's just real, it's inspirational in its own way, you know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
it's like one of those little feel good stories like that you love to see or
Yeah.
hear.
One last thing I want to say is like one of my good friends growing up, he had cerebral palsy,
Mhm.
so like he didn't have like great motor skills. But like we like, I over the summer I went to his house like all the time, and like we hung out a lot. And we play all kinds of games, and like particularly like we liked Halo, but he was never like good at it. But I think he just genuinely like really enjoyed like playing together,
Right.
which was like cool. Because we usually do companion, because like it was just didn't have the ability to like play PvP very well, which is fair. But it was like we
Me
played,
neither.
yeah. But we just like we would play like we play racing games a lot together, and like I don't know, it was just like a lot of fun. Even like I think I enjoyed like being able to like play with him. But also I think he would enjoy like being able to like have someone to play with.
Hmm.
That's not his dad, which like his dad's cool, but like
It's your
Yeah.
dad.
yeah, it's your dad. You don't want to play video games with your dad every night. But yeah, gaming's for everyone. Love it.
When everyone plays, we all win. Thanks for
Whoa.
that tagline.
Xbox gonna pay you for that one.
Yeah, hey Phil Spencer, throw me some cash, some of that cool 70 billion. Yeah,
I know you have some cash left over, I'm sure.
Pocket change.
I'm just saying, $40,000 a year for the rest of my life. Name on my headstone.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay,
Consider
Ridiculous.
that, Phil.
consider that.
All right, folks, this has been Best Friends Pod. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Weiss, and we will be sending you out with the remix for the Batman theme.
The match.
The Batman.
Whoa.
Dude, the theme is pretty tight.
Pretty tight. I'm sure there's a good remix on SoundCloud that I will find upon editing this.
Wow.
Be sure to tune into Best Friends Gaming Pod, and eventually one day Erica and I will bring back Weiss camera action.
Oh gosh.
One day. I'm gonna stop saying soon.
Yeah.
We just get in these seasons where things are busy, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
Yeah.
life.
but until next time.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.
Bye.